now, and looks pretty clueless for most of the game. Turner looks great in the halves.
He's picked on a lot of points there. Young Ollie Russell played at half-back, and young Jake Wardle played in the centres. Ollie Russell maybe is been pushed in because of the injury situation, but Jake Wardle was a player that they've been wanting to get right for a while. He had a couple of horrific injuries in his time in the 19s, but basically it's clearly recovered from those with his jumping ability to get the 2 tries that he got, jumping and taking kicks ahead of the Widnes players. I think one of them he jumped over Jimmy Kinehorst, and I think on another one he got above Ryan Ince for those ones. So yeah, he looks a player, certainly, although he did get sin-binned. It was on Reece Hambury. It was a dangerous tackle. But I don't think he ever got him that high over the horizontal as such, but he certainly, the legs got flicked up in the air, and he certainly put him down right on the sort of upper part of his back. It wasn't quite neck, so I think yellow card was probably about right on that one from what I've seen of it. I don't know if you've seen anything.
I've only seen the highlights of this. I didn't see the sin-binning incident. I've just seen the tries going in. But I think with those you've always got to be wary that if you're getting a yellow for those, there's been plenty of reds given over the years. So.
Oh yeah, no, you gotta take things seriously, but we see a lot of times no cards, which
100%.
Worse, yeah. So I think it was reasonable there. I don't take too well to Mark accusing Widnes of gamesmanship in terms of slowing things down and that sort of stuff, because I think Huddersfield are just as adept at it as any other club, and we all have.
to imagine that your team doesn't do it and everybody else does, I think would be a difficult position to defend. That's the most diplomatic I can put it.
No, I think we should give it a strong word to the Dennis Betts tantrum on this, because this is basically what Betts said. He said, "We were awful. We never built any pressure. We kept hold of the ball well in the first half, but didn't do anything with it. We gave away penalties to relieve pressure late in the tackle count. Both edges were awful and didn't offer any threat with the ball. We didn't deserve anything out of it. It would have been nice of him, but it would have been harsh on Huddersfield. People pay to watch that, and it was absolutely dire, and we contributed massively to it. They were rubbish as well. That's how bad I feel. They are rubbish. Yeah. We are rubbish. Everything we talked about not doing, we
Tell us what you really feel, Dennis.
Yeah, so basically he thinks they were rubbish.
Yes.
And if it wasn't maybe for that sin-binning, they might not have even had much of a chance in it, because it did seem like that came at a good time for a comeback to maybe be mounted, but it wasn't to be, and Alex Mellor sealed it with the win. But probably the main talking point will be those young players for the Giants, and something positive in that they were able to bring in some kids and get a win, because some of the other kids they brought in earlier, the senior twins and that sort of stuff, they weren't lacking for what they did, but the team wasn't doing anything around them. Jordan Turner and Ollie Russell might be a half combination that keeps Big Mouth Breers out now he's going to be back from suspension. It'll be interesting to see what they do with that.
Yeah, it's it'd be interesting to see what happens once I get the new coach in, and what his vision is about how this is going to go forward. And do
you know much more of Simon Wolford than we know of him?
No, absolutely not. No, it's no, definitely not. There's so many of those sort of understudy coaches at clubs that are obviously doing good things, but it's one of them where there's so many of them, and then in amongst them, there's so many people who you do know, like Jason Demetriou, people like that, who, so it tends to be the ex-Super League players and ex-NRL players who are coveting those positions, who capture the headlines, because they're obviously using their profile to boost themselves up the playing ranks a little bit. But yeah, I'll be interested to see what the new coach comes in and makes of someone like Danny Brough and that kind of influence he has at a club like that. I don't know if
he needs to control him, basically, get the good out of him without getting what he's been delivering up this year, which is mostly the bad.
Yeah,
not
definitely.
Playing with the players around him, having tantrums at the referee and
not to take opinions from the guys at proper sport, because I enjoy their podcast as well. Of course, not as much as ours, but the opinion that they give, it's like, well, when was the last time Danny Brough won a big game? And I completely agree with that. It's all right dancing around in a dinner jacket and then waving around about the referee, but when was the last time he got him near anywhere doing anything? And he's probably the highest paid player at the club, and I don't think he warrants the salary he's getting.
I completely agree, and I'd go a step further than not about just winning a big game, but when was Danny Brough a positive influence in the Huddersfield, on the Huddersfield pitch? I don't feel that's happened for a while. It's a big challenge for him to turn that around, because he's supposed to be there, because like you say, he's the main man on the salary cap, on the team list. Everything kind of has been built to revolve around him there. Good stuff. Okay, on the stats. The stats are a little closer than a 2-score margin would suggest. Little in the meters between the two. They were level in clean breaks with 3 each. Huddersfield made 5 fewer errors but gave up 4 more penalties, so sort of balanced each other off there on those stats. A difference that stands out, though, is Huddersfield had a 3.5% better team tackle success, with Widnes missing more than twice as many tackles as their hosts, so work to do defensively for Widnes as well as it sounds like attacking wise from their coach. Okay, individually, Jordan Rankin back at fullback, 2 try assists and 134 metres, was one of the key men in this one. Alex Mellor, 1 try, 41 tackles and 114 metres, so Alex went both ways there. Jake Mamo on the wing, 111 metres, and Paul Clough, 109 metres. For the losing Vikings, Ryan Ince grabbed himself another try. He's got a good strike rate since coming back into the side, 113 metres to boot. Alex Gerrard, dealing well with the move to Glasgow. She got 115 metres in this one. Matt Whitley, 40 tackles, 14 of which were marker tackles, and Tom Alberson also 40 tackles, so some hard work by the forwards in the back row there for the Vikings. Okay, we'll move on to the main event of this show, I feel. And it's such a shame that you're on after a defeat, Rich, and I mean that genuinely rather than the sarcastic way it probably sounded. But it was Leeds Rhinos 22, Warrington Wolves 33 after an exciting second half, because it was 11-4 at half time, so both teams really upped the game in the second half. 11,749 were there at the mid-rebuild Headingley. Ben Thaler was the referee. We got a load of fan reviews, and the first one from someone called Graham.
Yeah, so Graham got in touch and said, strange team selection from Brian Mack to leave Parcell on the bench. Too many mistakes at the back by Goulding. Would like to see Walker back in the starting lineup. You're not on your own. Clark and Ratchford were immense at the Wolves. Don't think a brick wall would have stopped Murdoch Masala at the end for his try. How the hell did Levette not even get mentioned for the man of the match? Future England loose forward. Hard to see the Rhinos making the top 4 this season now. Now, Graham, just quickly, if you're a Leeds fan, just hang in there, brother. And if you're not a Leeds fan, go fuck yourself.
Dr. Bob Phillips. Graham, welcome on board. Dr. Bob Phillips, we need to do some consistent playing, maybe some more winning, getting back to the way that JJB, Ablett and Hall can play showed us in very brief spells tonight.
Yeah, and our good mate Carsten got in touch again, our European buddy. Where's he from? Is it Switzerland or Austria or somewhere he's residing?
Carsten is originally from behind the wall in East Germany.
Oh, fantastic.
Then he now lives in Switzerland, but he has family who live up in Townsville. So I think he's a Twill contributor as well, is he? I think he is. Yeah.
I thought I'd seen the name as well. Good stuff. Yeah. Good on you, Carsten, mate. The Wire dominated the first half, but Leeds came back and Warrington showed they are a top 4 contender with a great finish. The video ref was the best of the season, fast and correct as you want it. But the first SLP merch should be a hashtags refs faulting thing after watching Twitter tonight, and the man of the match was a joke, but I agree with several points there. I think
the man of the match vote might be a better contender for an SLP t-shirt if I get round to producing any to share.
Definitely. I think it should be a picture of Scoey as the man of the match, because I'm sure he's a celebrity that they're on about, but I don't know.
I don't think it could be. I don't think it could be. Okay. But no wonder you like him so much, because he bigs himself up as well, calling himself the legend. So right in your wheelhouse there.
He is the legend, though, isn't he? So let's move on. Go on.
At MikeDodd22, he said, a game of the season so far. Great fight back from... This is a Warrington man. Great fight back from the Wolves after falling behind when they had been so dominant for the first 30 minutes. Another superb performance from Harvey Levette stepping in for Ben Curry, and how he wasn't given man of the match, I'll never know. Best thing is I feel another Mark rant coming on after Ryan Atkins had another try ruled out after celebrating. 9 on the bounce now for the wire. Is that 9 tries on the... Is that 9 wins on the bounce, he means, or 9 tries that Ryan Atkins didn't score yet claimed on the bounce?
He is a massive dickhead, unfortunately. I'm cringing for him thinking about you while he does that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
I have no idea what the bloke's like off the field. He seems like a reasonable family man, and a lot of people like him and stuff, but on the field, when he gets close to that, I'm just fed up of his... I'm fed up with his antics, and I'm fed up of him caring more about his own try-scoring record. Yeah. Cass was at the... we talk about a lot on the show. Cass was at the game last weekend, the Huddersfield game, and he said that Ryan Atkins basically bombed a few tries, he felt, because he wasn't passing it. And I was like, well, sounds like Ryan Atkins to me, yeah. Anyway... no, I don't think it was the worst of his celebrations. But I was pissed off that he dropped the ball so easily when it wasn't a certain thing. Do you know what I mean?
Now,
the video ref should have said knock on.
I'm not. Thank you. I'll let the Wigan fan say that. Yeah, I'm not ref's faulting, but he threw the ball on the ground before Thaler blew the whistle to go upstairs for the decision.
He did, yeah.
He forced him into making a decision. So why does he get to play the ball again? Look, and I'm not ref's faulting. You know, I'm not a ref's faulter. I'll name you 6 errors that Leeds made that contributed to the downfall far more than Thaler. But if you chuck the ball on the floor before the ref blows the whistle and the decision don't go your way, you shouldn't get the ball.
I think that kind of got forgotten about in the process of the video ref making the decision more than pointing blame at anyone individually. I think it got forgotten about in the process, and you have to be wary of that when it's people like Ryan Atkins who celebrate prematurely.
But let's not be ref's faulting, and I'm certainly not. So let's move on to Lee Whitnell.
But we'll get on to that.
Yes, we will. Yes. Thanks, Mark. Lee Whitnell, get in, Lee says. I was so sure that Leeds were going to run away with it after Ablett's try that I almost turned the telly off in disgust. But we found a gear that I've not seen for a while. Backed our offload game, tried some crazy first tackle plays to unsettle the Rhinos' defence, and took the game in style. There was even time for a textbook Ryan Atkins no try celebration at the end. I think it could be some form of Tourette's. Well, look, I pretty much agree with all of that, Lee. Yeah, well said.
Cutthroat Jake says, first we were shit, then we were good, finally we were stupid and useless and shit.
And I concur with that thoroughly as well. John Hamilton said, standard Leeds match review at the minute. Start slow and concede early points. Dig in, but lucky to not be further behind around half time. Completely correct. Purple patch, where everything clicks and Leeds look like a champion side. Correct. Take the lead, but can't keep it up. Correct. Allow opposition back into match. End up losing, scraping a win. In brackets, delete as appropriate. And I don't get this bit, but Rowan Sims is obviously picking the man of the match contenders.
Have you missed out on the Rowan Sims Dally M scandal? Then they must have.
I must have done.
So Rowan Sims has basically had to step down from being on the points giving panel for the Dally M because she was selected to do a game that she was playing in her own game during the same time as this game was on, and she gave Dally M points to someone who'd had an absolute shitter for much of the game, but obviously only the tiny bit of the game she saw they must have done something good in.
Totally passed me by this as totally passed me by.
So she's been made to step down from it. So obviously I think Rowan Sims is well equipped for the situation where you can pick the man of the match after only like 3/4 of the game and then let it roll out. Yeah, I think they were stuck a little bit in that Leeds were ahead with at the point where the person would have been given the names over to the app to be voted on, because that normally happens around about 65th minute or so, and at that stage it was 22-17 to Leeds, and that was before Harvey Levette scored those 2 amazing tries. So yeah, we'll cover off the rest of the reviews though before we talk more about Harvey Levette. And Harvey Levette comes up in the next one from Alfie. Darren says, according to statistics and Bantry, Don't know what that is. There is only 7% of the population in the world who have red hair. However, there is only one Harvey Levett who ripped Leeds apart. So, could it be